Hello, this is Joe, just below average model cars, bringing you my video on my recently completed build of the Ford Focus SVT by Revell. This is the kit I used, and let's go over it. Now I used Krylon Shortcuts Red Pepper. It's one of my favorite colors, and it laid down pretty nice. I did use some 12,000 grit sandpaper and some bare metal foil polish to polish it up. I did not clear this one. I was thinking of clearing it, but the red paint came out so nice after polishing. I thought, well, I guess I'll leave it as is in case I screwed up, which is always a possibility. Now let's go over this kit and talk about it. One cool thing about it is this tailpipe is metal and it glues on. I use super glue to glue it onto the muffler. That's a pretty cool addition. There's actually 3 metal tips in the kit. There's an aftermarket exhaust for the aftermarket body panels. And it's got 2 gigantic exhaust pipes on it. But I elected to leave mine stock. It does have decals for the SVT Focus logo, the Ford logos on front and rear. There is one for the steering wheel, but I did not use it for the steering wheel. I just put some blue paint in there. I don't know if you can see that. There were some extra decals, so I decided to put the SVT Focus decal, the white SVT. This comes in white and black on the decal sheet, so I decided to put the white ones on down there. Keep it a little bit clean. These wheels, roll better than any kit I've ever had. Look at that. Which is a downside when you're trying to set it down on a moving surface. Like I would had it on the turntable, it kept rolling off. Alrighty, here's the chassis. Now this chassis is, it's a beautiful chassis. I came out great. I painted the suspension parts semi-gloss black. They were molded in black. This came molded in white, gray, silver, and black. And some parts I left in plastic, the black plastic, and clear coated them with semi-gloss. Anyways, this I used a gray wash, Tamiya gray wash on the black parts, and Tamiya black wash on the muffler and the tailpipe and the exhaust pipes and the engine. Use the tires and wheels, stock tires and wheels. This comes with 3 sets of wheels that you can choose from. I obviously chose the stock ones, and they came with decals for the center caps. I'm really proud of these wheels. They're nice. They just came out really nice. With the black wash, I just used Shortcuts aluminum or silver chrome. Anyways, and that's the same thing I used on the exhaust pipe. I used Tester silver for the heat shielding, and I used that same aluminum paint for the chrome paint for the engine to show it's aluminum. Now I did screw up on the interior. If you notice let's see if we can get a good shot of it. It's kind of hard to tell there. You notice that blue decal goes all the way up to the headrest. Well, it's not supposed to. I don't know if you can see the back decal, the back seat. The decal is supposed to go. It's supposed to go down to the first crease or seam in the seat cushion. I didn't realize that till I got both of them front ones done, and I had them all patted down and they weren't coming off, and then I realized, I screwed up. But they don't look too bad. The back seat, I don't know if you can see through there, comes with decals for the seat belts. There are aftermarket seat belt decals that come in this kit also, but I didn't use them. There's decals for the dash, which I think I have some pictures I'm going to put up for it so we can see it better. For the HVAC controls and radio, and let's see if we can, that's not going to work. Anyways, The decals came out really nice on there. Got a decal on the shifter knob for the shift pattern. Anyways, lots of decals on this kit if you want to use them. The hood doesn't fit. It fits pretty well, generally speaking, but it's a little high in back. I'm not sure why. So let's take that off. I did paint the insulation underneath. And there's a few decals. There's one here, one here, one here. Let's put it in the picture there. And this one, I'm not sure where it goes, so I just put it there on the core support. What I used to me a black wash and these holes in the core support, just the same as I used on these holes on the chassis. The engine's 170 horsepower, non-turbocharged 4-cylinder. This I left in its black plastic right here because it is all plastic. The battery cover's underneath there. I think there was a decal on there, but I don't know where it went. Some of these small decals. Since this is an old kit, let me see when this kit came out. 2004, so it might be up to 22 years old. One problem I had, a couple tips on building this kit. These side skirts are separate, as are the front and rear bumpers. I, for some reason, decided to paint the side skirts separate and then glue them on the body. I should have just glued them on the body in bare plastic and then primed it and painted it. I did prime it with Mr. Hobby. Was it 1000? Mr. Surfacer 1000 that you get at Hobby Lobby. There are decals for the turn signals, but I opted to put silver marker in there and then Tester's turn signal amber. The headlights are have chrome buckets and clear plastic over them. My engine seems to be a little crooked, kind of like my SHO. I'm not sure what I did, but it's not too bad. Again, I really like the rear tail lights. They have chrome backing on them also, so it looks pretty realistic on there with the light shining through. Now this isn't perfect, you know. None of them are. The hard part, you notice. My mirrors are not the same. There's an indentation for the mirrors, but there's no pin. So I had them both on pretty much the same, and then I broke this one off when I was putting on the decals. And yeah, that's what happened. I used Tester's aircraft gray for the interior, and then I painted the roof, I think it's elephant gray from Ceramcoat maybe. The mirror was the easiest mirror I've ever put in on a model. It's got a set of, I don't know if you can see that up there, it's got a set of sun visors, and the mirror glues to the sun visor first, and the sun visor glues to the roof. You can see the sunroof in there. And the grab handles, maybe not, but there's grab handles in there. A little black wash and gray wash on the interior. So you can see this paint polishes out pretty well. And let's put this back on there. Turn that back on. I'm pretty happy with it. One thing, I'm not sure if a couple things other than the side skirts. I'd recommend gluing those on before you paint it. This is a separate piece also. That's easy enough to glue on. Let me get out the instructions. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Not that there's anything wrong with the instructions. Okay. These door panels here. I recommend gluing this part of the door panel, but not this part. I glued both parts, and it made the interior go really, really hard to get up inside there. So I had to break them loose back on the back part, because there's kind of a ledge on the interior that these have to go over, I think. Also, I had problems with it's got fog light assemblies back here, which actually look really good. There's a separate clear piece in there, and a chrome piece. I ended up having to grind off the tops of these after I glued them in, and you can see this side fit all right, and this side has a gap, just like a real car would if it hit something. Let's just say my car hit something. Anyways, I'm not sure if I got the interior and the chassis in all the way correctly. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure why. I'm sure everything else in this kit is engineered very well. So I might have done something wrong. It looks like it's fit in there really well. But overall, it's a nice kit. Pay attention to your assembly. Everything fits well. Tons of decals. At this point, they might be a little dry. I try to get, when I get my kits, I usually put my decals, if they're not already in a plastic bag, I put them in a plastic Ziploc bag to keep them from drying out or getting moisture on them. This obviously came with the kit. Too bad it's California plate. No offense to you Californians. Good kit. Good detail. It went together well, except for putting this front bumper on. Everything else went really well. I had a little trouble putting the engine in to the cradle because the CV axles go into the transmission right up front here. So you glue this together, and I'm not sure if I had this glued in slightly wrong, which is maybe why my engine's a little crooked. But since I painted this and this separate, I glued this together because this is a separate piece also. This part broke off during assembly, so I had to glue it back on. And that never goes as well as you'd hope. If you get a little glue somewhere here, there's somewhere there. But I recommend this kit. It says it's a skill level 2 from back in their old days. I wouldn't recommend this for a first-time builder because of the number of parts and how many parts does it have? It's got 115 plus pieces. I didn't use all of them, obviously, because I didn't use the body kit. It had a rear wing and a whole different front bumper, different side skirts, different back bumper. Like I said, the different exhaust with the 2 big metal tips. It's got this carbon fiber decal to put on the hood and on the rear wing, which looks cool. But I actually thought about using the carbon fiber on this one, but maybe I'll save that for some other kit, for some other pieces, parts. Oh, it's got separate door handles also. That's pretty nice. And these there's a separate windshield wiper or back window wiper, and the windshield wipers are separate. Nice kit. Came out really nice. I wouldn't mind building another one, but this one's done, and it's going to go in the cabinet with the rest of them, and move on to the next one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your upvotes. And hope you have fun modeling your cars, building your cars. I'm having fun doing this. It's the first one done in 2026 after just a couple getting done last year. So I'm glad to be back in it and have one come out as nice as this for me. Anyways, have a nice day.